I've been farming for 8 years. We are farming these things, soybeans and rice or maize. For the past 2 years, we have problem of seeds. In those days, before any seed, we will start planting. An extension agent will put it into practical to know where it fails and where it has problem. During the harvest, most especially, like the rice now, the moisture content, some of them immediately they just finish beating. They will just bag it, and they usually have problem.
I
am faced with a lot of challenges as a woman. It is hard to raise funds for the farm.
I can see a lot of women working towards achieving their goal. Most of them have low income, and without support out there, they can't strive.
I don't have money to pay laborers to work on the farm, so weeding is a problem for me. Most times, I don't have time to be in the farm because of working at home to feed my children and my husband. So I pay laborers to work on the farm for me, and sometimes they don't do the work very well because it's coming from a woman.
There are a lot of challenges, most especially when it comes to acquiring land. Lands are given based on heredity or based on hiring. Some of our women, they don't have the right to inherit because our cultures have stopped women from inheriting land. They only go for hiring. In those days, if you have 5,000, 10,000, you can just hire a land. But these days, if you don't have 100,000, you don't got a land.
Because I'm a female farmer, getting land was very hard for me. They don't want to deal with me directly, except through a man. So acquiring land is very, very hard, even the hiring.
This dry season, there's a lot of problem of climate change because the harmattan lasted for 5 months. Some of the rice they're supposed to carry 3 months, they lasted for 5 months in the field.
Last year I got 137, but this year it's almost a couple of 70 to 76.
I had more gain this year than last year because of the flood. But the only challenge this year is the increase in fuel prices, which has caused the price of rice to drop. We normally sell a bag of rice for 20,000 naira, but now it has dropped to 15 to 16,000 naira.
It's our intention to create a good relationship between farmers and off-takers. In some communities, some farmers, they will prefer to sell their farm produce by themselves. So we are not arguing on that, but we make sure they are not being cheated.
I was introduced to Alluvial and Mastercard Foundation through one of the extension agents. And during their training, they explained to us when it's best to plant.
The best practice is for them to follow the best agronomic practices that the EA is teaching them, which start from the land preparation and the fertilizer application and the dosage that is required for a particular plant. Also, the proper way of transplanting.
In those days, we believe that farming is for men, not for women. But with the enlightenment, with the encouragement, with the giving them chance in some other programs, at least they are coming up.
I don't normally plant it. I just use my old methods to do it. But now I know how to plant my rice. I know when to apply my fertilizer.
I have learned from Alluvial workshops how to plant and take care of my farm. And that is what is helping me right now. And other farmers are learning from me. My family used to farm on one land, but now with Alluvia, I have land for myself to farm. My children have their own farmland, and my husband as well.
I opened a shop, grow this rice farming. So I really appreciate the company of Olivia.
Seriously, we are trying for farm for here, but Alluvial can help us very serious. Alluvial is trying.
I want to thank them and appreciate them so much for their efforts.
Now I have a milling machine and I make 400,000 naira monthly, which is higher than before.
Sometimes we are getting 5 to 6 bags, but now we are getting more than that.
They help us by giving us fertilizers, farm inputs. So we really appreciate the Olivia by giving us what we would require from them.
If my neighbor now just went to the farm in those days, she used to bring 5 bags. It doesn't move me. But now that she's bringing 100, 200, and I'm seeing at least her home is changing. Her life is changing. Her business is changing. Mima, I'll put pressure. I'll just tell my husband, Mima, I want to do it. And things like this, at least it's bringing changes now.
Thank you, Alluvia, for helping me and my family. I pray you continue to help us.